bureaucracy. And if you take 5 years to make one decision, then by the end of the day, you will not survive at all. It's about having it or losing it entirely. This is really the game now. From now on, I can tell you. So the next message I have is, okay, what Africa needs to do in order to be out of this cyclic issue. And in my thought, I think these 6 are very important. And the first very important is we have to really focus on research and infrastructure. That's very important. If a society does not believe in research, that's the end of the story. In Europe, that's really how we really live. Research is the guiding for everything, including politics. Okay? So research is a basic need. And for research, we have to have infrastructure. The infrastructure, it shouldn't be luxurious actually. And there is always a way to collaborate together with different stakeholders, including universities or across the region. If one equipment is here, the other equipment is in Kenya or in Tanzania, we can combine it together. That's why I was saying AI orchestrated. We don't need to go even to Tanzania because it's expensive to fly. We can do the experiment from Makerere University while the equipment is in Tanzania. We have that technology, but we have to have the willingness to come together, to pull all those infrastructure together. And we have to have this research mindset, obviously. That's the first thing I would like to really put out together. And second one is we have to really invest in talents and education. I believe that the way out is only education. Otherwise, if you want to, let's say, reshape iron or a metal, the first thing what you should do, basically, you should melt it. And that's the first thing. Then once you melt it, you can change the shape, whatever shape you would like to have. And that's the way, if you see it from one direction, that's education, that can help you to do this. On the other hand, if you deny education for the society, that's where the others use the opportunity to melt you and to shape you the way how they would like to act. So you will be the tool of someone by the end of the day if you are not educated to your society. So education is really, really the cornerstone of everything. That's really the most important message I would like to transfer. And the other important thing is AI. I can assure you it will overtake in 2 to 3 years in every decision. One example I can tell you, Microsoft used to have a journalist, more than 10,000 journalists, to broadcast their news. Eventually, 2 years from now, they have 10% of them. Those are there only to train the AI. And in a few years, those will be kicked out, I can assure you. So basically, AI is really the future. So we have to act fast. We have to introduce to our education system, and we have to train our young generation in order to be really on the track. Otherwise, if we are out of the track, then the game will be over. And the rest, you can see it, but another important message is number 6, regional collaboration. We have to think beyond our circle. We have to think as a collective Africans. That's really the message I would like to really propagate. Unless we collaborate, if we isolate each other, we don't go anywhere. The others are collaborating. Then those are a big force. We cannot really challenge them. Unfortunately, fortunately or unfortunately, Africa contributes 40% of the critical material for the world market. That's the reality I can tell you. But unfortunately, Africa has, let's say, not really any feasible position in that world cycle. We are just delivering the material, it's over. Our part is over. So, to be out of this, my message is we have to change our strategy from dig and export to design and manufacturing. This actually transforms Africa with a potential of 40%. And imagine, look the world, how big it is. And Africa only contributes close to half of the resource. So if we change this from just taking out the ground, the material, and send it to somewhere else, If we design and manufacture, we can be really the powerhouse, the material powerhouse of the world. No one has the contribution more than 10% in the world. I can assure you. Africa is the only one who has contributed 40%. That's why you see the war in Congo. That's the war that you see everywhere in Africa. It's a matter of resource. So we have to change the way how we really strategize ourselves. We don't need to really take out the raw material and send it to somewhere. Then we have to really design it and manufacture it. That will help us the power to gain the power and to negotiate and to do it in our turn, not in the other turn. So that's really the most important message I would like to transfer. By the end of the day, what I would like to say is, I believe AI is the future. If you use it from now on, in a strategic way, we will stay in track, very importantly. And as an example, I show you the format, the ambitious format to change the game within 4 years or 5 years. So we have to learn from that kind of strategic project in Africa, and we have to implement similar or at least better project in Africa, collectively. And another important thing is Africa should come out from digging export to designing and manufacturing to be the material powerhouse. I thank you very much.
ፕሮፌሰር መስፍን ኃይለማርያም በጣም ሳቢ በሆነ አቀራረብ ይዘታቸውን ወይም ደግሞ ስራቸውን አቅርበውልናል። አመስግኑልኝ። ከልብ እናመሰግናለን። ወደ መቀመጫቸው ሳይመለሱ ሌሎቻችሁም ስራችሁን እዚህ ያቀረባችሁ ፊዚካሊ ማለት ነው በአካል እዚህ ተገኝታችሁ ስራችሁን ያቀረባችሁ ፕሮፌሰር አስኮር ሂሎንጋ፣ በተመሳሳይ ፕሮፌሰር ኢራሰስ ሟናሞ፣ ሶስቱንም ወደ መድረክ እንጠራቸዋለን። በተመሳሳይ